Hey guys, so this is going to be a review of the Huawei MediaPad T510. So yeah, I am going to start. So first off, this is what the MediaPad looks like. So the screen is glass and the back is aluminium, which gives it a heavy feel. So basically this MediaPad, because it's a MediaPad, it's made to sit landscape then portrait, but I do find when I'm surfing the web it's just easier to hold it portrait because it is quite heavy than to hold it landscape. So I tend to just have it portrait when I'm like browsing and stuff like that, and when I'm watching videos I will have it landscape. Now you've probably first off, there's the camera there, and you've probably noticed this light. So this light is a notification light. If you get a notification, it'll blink. Also when it's charging as well, it will stay on green. So on this side you have the port to charge it. You also have this, I'm sorry, is it going to focus? You're not going to focus, are you? But next to it is where you have where you can put your SIM card in, and also it has room for an SD card as well. And then on the other end you've got the power button, the volume button, and I forgot the headphone jacks on the same side as the USB port. So the screen is a 10.1 inch screen. It's hence why it's called like the T510 instead of like the T510.1. A 0.1 is a bit weird though. I mean, why not just make it 10 inches? I don't get that. But 1920 times 12 double O pixels. So first off, you can tell that this is a budget tablet, or whatever you want to call it, just because the colours do look quite dull. It's not as bright as say a more expensive tablet or a more expensive phone, but the display is sharp. Again, with some images will look quite pixelated, fuzzy, or whatever you want to call it, not that clear, where some of them will look sharp. I think it just depends on obviously the actual image, whatever you see. So say it's on Google or on Mirror or on some sort of website. When I say the Mirror, I meant the Mirror News thing. You might not actually know that. You may think, when I said Mirror, you may think, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, in the UK there's a news, what's it called, the Mirror. I just thought I needed to just say that. So when it comes to video, it has a 1080p full HD display, which makes it great for watching videos. When it comes to the sound quality, it kind of depends. So like watching like films on Prime, or or on Google Video, or whatever you watch your videos on, or on Netflix, I find that the sound's great. YouTube, it's hit and miss. It depends on the quality of the actual video. So sometimes it's like one of those things where, when some people complain about a video because complain about the sound of a video and say it's too low and stuff, a lot of that you can, if you're using really good speakers or really good headphones, you don't really notice it that much, compared to if you're listening to it on cheaper like speakers. So I find with this, if it is on low quality sound, then it is a little bit of a struggle to actually hear what's happening. But if you're listening to good quality audio, then it's fine with that. The speakers are dual stereo speakers. So now on to the camera. So I'm going to talk about the front facing camera first. So it's 8 megapixels. It does have a beauty filter that is adjustable. I've always not been a fan of beauty filters, but this is like a very basic one. You either go very subtle or subtle to the point where you don't really notice it, or you go to the very extreme where it looks really like beauty filtered, but not in a good way, like just really bad. So there's that. It works all right in high in high bright lighting, that sort of thing, in daylight. um Not so well in like dull lighting, but that's usually the case anyway with like budget tablets or budget phones. I will say that the camera is a lot better than the Amazon Fire 10. The cameras on that, the front facing and the back and the rear ending one, I disliked it completely, which I found really annoying, because sometimes I won't have my phone with me and I'll just have my tablet, and I might see an opportunity, I want to take a photo of it and I want to stick it on Instagram. But I found that really annoying with the Amazon Fire, because the camera was just awful. It was just awful quality, but this one isn't bad. So it films in, it's still talking about the front facing camera, it films in 1080p. Again, it's really poor in. This is the front facing camera on the Huawei mediapad T510, and we are in better lighting using the same camera. Poor quality in low light, but it deals all right, as I said, in broad daylight. The microphone on this is pretty bad. So even if, I mean, I would say you could use it as a backup, say if your phone breaks or something like that, if you usually film on your phone or on your camera, I would say this one would do, but quality of the microphone lets it down. It is piss poor. It is really bad. You'll hear it anyway with ad clips, but it is pretty bad, unfortunately. Now onto the rear facing camera, the main camera. So that's 13 megapixels. Again, it's a decent camera. Price, I mean, it's the same. It performs better in broad daylight than it does in low light. It does have autofocus, but it's not the best autofocus, but it still has autofocus. And again, it does have a beauty filter, but the one on the main camera, you can't actually adjust the strength. It's just stuck at one strength. But again, I mean, the thing that lets it down when it comes to like videoing on this is the microphone. But let's be honest, am I really going to be filming with this? It's quite big, and as I said, a lot of people. This is a recording with the Huawei mediapad T510 using the rear camera. Same camera, just in different lighting. Would think, do you really need it? Does a tablet really need a good quality camera? If you're just going to be, like the size of it, taking photo is something that big. But as I said, sometimes you have a photo opportunity and you've not got your phone with you. So onto the battery, it's decent enough with heavy use, like watching videos all day, browsing the internet all day, that sort of thing, which I primarily use it for. I find that it lasts between late afternoon to evening, which is, it's all right. It's not the worst battery I've ever come across, but it's not as good as the Amazon Fire 10. I know I keep comparing it to that one, but that was the recent one that I've actually had, so that's why I'm comparing it to both. But it's not too bad. It pretty much lasts all day anyway, for like daytime use and everything like that. So it's not that 100% bad, but I'm used to a better battery. But it's pretty decent for the price, though, to be fair. The one I have here is 16 gigabytes with 2 gigabytes of RAM. There is another option which is 32 gigabytes with 3 gigabytes of RAM. I will definitely say with this one, you definitely need an SD card. I mean, at the minute it's trying to update, but I generally don't have enough memory, so I'm gonna have to go through, disable the apps that came with this tablet, which I don't use, disable all of them, and then I'm probably going to be able to update it. But definitely 16 gigabytes is pretty low, especially if you can't even push an update, which is weird as to why they came up with a 16 gigabyte then in the first place. Bear in mind, mind you, I've downloaded about 3 apps on here that weren't pre-installed, but still I definitely recommend that you do pick up the SD card, or go for the 32 gigabytes, because 16 gigabytes is definitely not enough. This one also runs on Android Oreo. So you're probably wondering, this is the main attraction, is how does this work? Is it smooth? Everything like that. So I've used this for pretty much a week now, and there's one thing that, so watching films and everything like that, it's fine and everything like that. When I run into problems is when I'm trying to run from one app to another. So say I'm on from one app, then straight to another, then on the browser, pretty much like just straight away, just like in a row. I realise it struggles with that. So if you're gonna put this through its paces, it's probably not the best tablet for you. But if you're gonna be on there and you're not gonna necessarily go through one app to another, say you're just gonna do a session of, I don't know, watching YouTube videos, or a session of web browsing, or a session of Prime Video, not too much all at once, then it's fine. But when you're trying to do this, that and the other from one up to the other, you will see it struggle. I also had a time where this did actually restart. So basically, with Prime Video, if you've got a video running and you close the window, it actually goes into a smaller screen. So I wanted to quickly look on Instagram. So I had that go through there, and with the app with the video in the corner, it would go from black. It would still play, you'd still hear it, but the screen or the video would go black, and then it'll come back on again, and then it'll go black again. But anyway, I was on Instagram and it just failed. Like, it just froze, and then it just went black, and then it just restarted. So again, it's not very good at really like high demand tasks like that. So do bear that in mind. It's not going to be one for you if you're expecting to just not destroy it, but you know what I mean, make very good like use of it, like putting it through its paces, should I say. One of the features that this tablet has is it has I'll get rid of that. It has and then another one just comes up. Another one comes up. So it has eye comfort, which is their version of basically adjusting the blue light. I feel that every phone, every tablet, every computer now, laptops has that mode, because I've realised, you know, some people can't just get off their, you know, and getting off their electronics an hour before bed. And obviously, if you didn't know, blue light affects your sleep patterns, because blue light emulates daylight, so it kind of affects your sleeping and everything like that. So it's got that on there. It also has an option they do while we do a case for this, and it's a case with a keyboard. So I might pick that up at a later date and do a review on that. I'm not 100% sure, because it does actually have Microsoft apps with it as well, like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook. So I guess that's the reason why you can get a keyboard case for it. Also, which is a bit different, is this actually has preloaded games. I've not played any of them because I'm not really interested in mobile gaming, but it does come with preloaded games, which I don't think any, if any, actually do that. But yeah, it comes with preloaded games. Another thing it has on here is the Huawei app gallery. Now, this might be something to replace Google Play, because if you didn't know, the situation with Huawei is Google have parted ways. They don't want anything to do with them anymore. I blame Trump. I'm not even going to go into this debate, but he's so racist towards Chinese people, it's unbelievable. I'm leaving it there. I'm leaving it there. But basically, obviously, with Huawei, any new products can't have Google attached to it. So this could be a start of their own sort of like app store. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing so. But as I said, you're cool buying a Huawei product now. Any new Huawei products that come out though, be wary. So it's not like Google are cutting ties with their with their older products or anything like that. The older products are still allowed to have Google on them. It's just the newer products that they come out with aren't allowed to. So just do bear that in mind. This also has face unlock, as well as pin unlock, which is cool for an affordable tablet. It also has smart unlock. So smart unlock is where you can unlock with any Bluetooth product, like any other Bluetooth phone, I'm guessing, or watch or something like that. I'm not really come across that before. But yeah, that's pretty much a sum up of this tablet. Is it worth the money? I would say it's worth the money. It's the cheapest is currently you get it in Argos for £120, which is super cheap. As I said though, it's okay for browsing and everything like that. But if you're expecting to do high demand tasks, it's maybe not for you. I'd spend a few more pounds and get the Amazon Fire if you don't mind it not having Google interface. I wasn't that bothered, to be honest with you, that it didn't have Google interface on an Amazon and the Amazon Fire. It didn't really bother me, but I said it's decent enough. It's not piss poor, but just be wary that if you're gonna do high demand stuff on this, it may struggle with it and it isn't as smooth. Whereas if you're gonna do a session of just watching videos, session of YouTube, that sort of thing, web browsing, but not having too many tabs open at a time, then you're gonna be all right. But yeah, that is it for this review. So bye guys.